Good people. Now, so last I relocate to Nigeria. Chebby, now I'm a married woman, and I have to follow my my Ruba in-law to his land. So the culture shocks and the intrigues, they begin. And let me tell you something. The thing with Nigeria is that there's always drama. Let me tell you, there's always drama. Not always bad drama, interesting drama, but there's drama. Let me tell you, those people, there's always Maggie in everything that they do. There's always sugar and spice in all their stuff. So where do I start? My first shock was actually at the at the airport. So from Kenya, so I was connecting through Addis. We love Ethiopian. I mean, it's economical and it's good. So we land at Addis. That's where now you meet the real Nigerians. Between Kenya and Addis, you'll meet a lot of Kenyans. There'll be a lot of Kenyans in the airplane and people from other just transiting through Kenya. But now in Addis, yeah, you will meet Nigerians coming from anywhere, China, South Africa, wherever, connecting through Addis. So I can assure you that the flight from Addis to Lagos, at least 80 to 85% will be Nigerians. And let me tell you, there is just a sense of camaraderie, when Nigerians are together, as in people will be talking, they'll be vibing all the way from the airport, by the way. It's like they know each other. They don't need to know each other, but let me tell you, for as long as they see each other, they'll just be, bros, how far, how in a day, like, how you doing and all that. I mean, my accent, don't mind me, I'm not there yet, but I mean, I understand a lot of pidgin. So anyway, so the drama starts there from Addis. Thank God, I mean, I was using the lounge, so away from the drama. After I finished everything, I just went to to the lounge, and even there, trust me, 80% of those people are Nigerians. So this is not actually the time I relocated. This is one of those times that I'm visiting this particular story. So my trip to Nigeria is now, so you meet Nigerians, you're at the lounge, they want to talk to you. How are you, my sister? You're coming to our country, what are you going to do? Should we have an oga there? Me self, I can be your oga. As in, you can't even tell them that they are joking or they are serious. With Nigerians, don't take them too seriously, but take them seriously. I don't know how to put it, like, don't assume the person is joking. The person may be joking, but not joking. I don't know how to explain it. I like, you have a guy, me self, I'm a guy, I'm a big guy, what have you. So we're at the lounge. I mean, this lounge is, serious flyers, I think it was called, yeah, but anyway, it's the lounge for, people who have reached a particular number of miles. So they are serious people. Some of them are traveling, they are business people, most of them. A lot of people who travel Ethiopian are business people. So one brother just comes, I'm sitting there, at a particular corner. A guy comes like, I like you. You're Kenyan. I like Kenyan babes. I like Kenyan babes. They are serious babes. They don't have wahala like our own women. Please, I beg. Nigerian women, don't come for me. That's what he said. He said, I like Kenyan babes. Look at you. So calm, so quiet, sitting there. How are you doing? What are you going to do in Nigeria? I said, no, I'm going to meet my fiance. Like, okay. Na fiance be. Not husband yet. So me too, I get chance. I'm like, he's like, yeah, I mean, he's not married yet, so I have a chance. I'm like, okay. So anyway, quickly, what happens at the lounge is that the people who are at the lounge, you don't need to go and line up. When it's time to board, they come, they call you, and you go and board. So anyway, I was so happy that finally, I mean, no more drama. And our layover was very small. I think it was 1.5 hours, quite short. So anyway, so I boarded the plane. I was traveling business. So the guy is not traveling business, but he was not too far off. I think he was in among the first seats, but luckily you can't come to business anyhow. So anyway, when it's time to disembark, we leave. Somehow he catches up with me, check out and what have you. And then he comes. He's like, I know he thought I was joking, but I like you. I just like you. There's something about you. I like your spirit. And please, please, can I have your number? I said, no, I can't give you my number. He asked me, how long will you be around? I said, I'll be around for a while. He's like, one of those days now, you can sneak out. Let me show you Lagos. Let me show you Lagos. Come to VI. I have a house in VI, you know. Come, you know, let me entertain you. I said, no. So I asked him, so you want me to, I came to see someone. You want me to run away from the person to come and see? He's like, but my fiance he be. He is not your guy yet. He's not your husband yet. I mean, that you still have a chance. I said, what? So I ignored the guy. So anyway, I check out. On my way out, first and foremost, let me tell you something interesting about the Nigerian airports. Man, I was shocked. You know these trolleys? You know, as in Kenya and so many airports, they are free. You know, you just get the trolley, put your luggage and be going. In JKI, they're even outside. You just pick your trolley, put your luggage inside and just be moving. Nobody will ask you for payment. In so many airports, I've rarely seen somewhere where trolleys are paid for. I think once, I don't remember which airport in the US. There's one airport at the US, I think. But anyway. So, but yeah, you have to pay for everything. So me, I didn't have Naira, to be honest. At that point in time, I didn't have Naira, but I had some dollars. Thank God I had more change. So I had $5. I just picked up a trolley. So the guy was like, no, don't give him your dollars. I'll pay for you. Me, I didn't want anything. I just gave the $5. I picked up my trolley. That's the smallest bill I had. So anyway, I picked up my trolley. So the guy is like, it seems you're not serious, but it's okay. I know we'll sham it. I leave it. The other thing that had shocked me is that at that particular point when we were traveling, there was a bit of rain. And you know, the airport was leaking, you guys. Like literally. So there was a bucket that they had put, you know. There was a bucket that was actually collecting the water. Me, I was shocked. I'd never seen such a thing. Imagine this is an international airport. Airport, by the way, and it's a very busy airport. And by the way, you know what, it was raining and they were collecting the raining water from the bucket. That was the first shock. No, that's not even a culture shock. That's even I don't know that it's an intrigue or whatever. I was so intrigued. I was like this is a whole airport. I even thought it was a smaller airport, but this is the international airport in Lagos. And then it was so busy. It was like, man, it was busy, it was hot, it was crazy. So at that point, me, I'm already like appreciating, you know, the way Kenyans, honestly Kenyans, I'm sorry, but I think we can really complain about things. Let me tell you, JKIA is among the most beautiful and most organized airports I've ever seen. I'm not saying I've traveled, okay, well, I've traveled, but not that much, but I've traveled well enough to say that JKIA is tops. And especially now, of late, I hear every other time there's an improvement. But even as at then, as it were even before they did the upgrades, JKIA was very nice, it was very organized, it was very clean. You know, there are things you just don't see, you know. Anyway, every man for himself. As you've heard, I've paid for a trolley. The roof was leaking and they were collecting the water in the bucket. Everyone is trying to, you know, catch your attention. Thank God I had my visa, because the next drama is when now you go, the people who now are going to get visa on arrival, man, it's crazy, you know. So in Nigeria there are two ways. I don't know if they still get visa on arrival, but at that point there was that option of getting your visa in advance or getting it on arrival. You know, it was so bad, because first and foremost they want you to pay in dollars. I mean, Naira is not a very common currency because, well, you know, you understand. So at some point now, when I was just doing my checkout, I saw a bunch of Kenyans, right? So there were some Kenyans who had come, I think, for a church program or something. And they didn't have, what's it called? They didn't have dollars. And these guys were asking, I think at that point it was $50. I don't know if it was $50 or $25 for, what's it called? $50 or $25 for the visa. And you know, those guys didn't care. They tell them, you know what, you go and find dollars. Like, why are you giving me Kenyan shillings? Like, I'm not interested in going to I'm not interested in going to Kenya. You know, those people at the airport. Now I don't say immigration, but yeah, people at the airport, they're like, no, na dollar we want, na Yankee won't go, you know, we don't want Kenya shillings. Kenya just the African country now. Bring dollar. Do you have pounds? Or at least give us rand, you know. I mean, I think they value the rand more. They don't know about the Kenyan currency as at that time. So anyway, I go, and I'm like, something just catches my attention. And I see some ladies, especially there were some older ladies. I just hear them talking Swahili. So they said they've been stranded there for quite some time. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? I say, oh, you know, we've come for a church program, and we're here, and they're saying that we may have to go back to Kenya because we can't pay for our visa. They're not taking Kenya shillings. I think they were not prepared. So please, Kenyans, please get your visa before you come, right? Get your visa. If you ever come into Nigeria, get your visa from Kenya. And please, for whatever reason, if you choose to get the option of visa on arrival, please, I beg, have your dollars. And please have it in, I think, please have it in 50-50 notes, because I'm sure if you, anyway, well, just have, you know, breakup, have small bills. Please, have small bills. So they were like, I think there were 3 or 4 women. I think at that point, the visa they were getting was for 1 month. I'm not even sure, but I think they said $25 or something. So anyway, luckily I had some, I had some dollars. So anyway, I changed them because I'm Kenyan. I could get the Kenya shillings. I changed for them. They were able to go. So are you saying all that drama? Okay. So anyway, me, I'm on my way out. So there was that delay now because of me speaking to those Kenyans and what have you. So that Oga caught up with me. Again. These people are persistent. I'm telling you one thing with Nigerian men, they are persistent. So he catches up with me. It's like, hey, it's like you didn't take me seriously, you know? I mean, you're a fine girl. You're not yet married. Like, what's the big deal? He's Nigerian. I'm Nigerian. I mean, he's speaking pidgin at that time. I don't want to go into it. Such people don't laugh at me. But yeah, it's like he shows me. He had Ghana must go. And I'd noticed that Ghana must go since. You know, Ghana must goes are those sisal bags that carry, you know, when people are carrying luggage and what have you. So they use that. Said, let me show you something. So I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't want to see. I'm not interested. I mean, it could be anything. I don't want to get into trouble. Here I am. I travel very light. I just had 1 bag and my carry-on. I don't want drama, please. I just want to go out. My husband, my fiance then was waiting for me outside, and please, I just want to go, no drama. Before I knew it, the guy had opened the Ghana must go. Guys, guess what was inside? Guess what was inside that bag? Can you imagine, babe? I'm telling you that there was dollars. As in, this guy had bunches of dollars. Like, I don't know, they were like dollars wrapped, dollars. As in, and honestly, he had 2 Ghana must goes. And he opened them, he just opened. And it seemed so fearless because he was passing, you know, all those police and immigration, like, and he was, you know, they were hailing him, you know. I mean, he had said he's a frequent traveler, so they were hailing. I think they know him or whatever. You know, you can never know who's behind who, whether it's him. I don't think that the money belonged to him. I think he's somebody's, sorry, they call them boy, but he runs stuff for whoever he was running for. That guy had dollars in bags. So I looked, thank God, honestly, I'm desensitized. Since from a very young age, I'm desensitized to a lot of things. Like, those things don't impress me and that kind of thing. So it's like, see. So I think I was trying to see my reaction. Like, here is money. I mean, meet me. I'm only asking you to meet me for 1 day. Anyway, this is where all those stories of you remember the story of the reactions where people say that, you know, some people are human traffickers, cultists, drug lords, you know, scammers. Now that's where sense hits you, like, oh my God, am I speaking to a scammer or a ritualist or something? Like, I don't want that. By the way, I increased my speed. I was literally running. Like, do you know, the guy was behind me. You know, my husband met me, you know, we hugged and all that. When we're now coming out, I was like, my husband was like, what's wrong? What is it? I said, I don't know. That guy is bugging me and he's been chasing me. When I now looked behind, he was with some guys. So many guys had come to meet him. Like, what? And they had these big cars that have, you know, those police things that they call sirens or something over there. And they were waiting for him. Many guys were waiting for him. And I'm like, babe, can you imagine this guy, you know, was chasing me all the way from Addis. Thank God he was not in business class, but we, you know, at checkout, you know, he saw me at some point and he was showing me. He's like, okay, so what happened? I said, nothing. I mean, nothing's like, oh, you're sure he has no way? He didn't come near your luggage. He didn't give you your his contacts. You didn't exchange. And I said, no, of course. I was going to get in peace. Like, how can you ask me such a thing? Anyway, so long and short of it, that's another intrigue. You know, like, I don't know why somebody's traveling with so much money in cash Do you know, man, that was a lot of dollars, guys. That was, you know, the kind of money that you see in movies, in heists. Yeah, it was that much. In movies, they even use small bags. That was a lot. Like, that was a lot of dollars. Anyway, long and short of it, that was the other thing. So anyway, so we get out, we come out, man. The drama outside. When you now get out, there's people, I think they call them, I'm not sure, is it malams or something? I'm not sure. Everyone is trying to change currency. Oh, do you want naira? Do you want naira? Like, they are in your face. Like, literally, these people are in your face. They are all over. Everyone is trying to change for you. Everyone is trying, you know, taxis. Everyone is just in your face. Like, another thing I'll say, in Nigeria, I love you, but the airport is so disorderly. Like, I'm really sorry. In Kenya, but there you won't see that kind of thing. If it's a forex exchange, there's a bureau de change over there. Like, there's order. Here you come out, it's like every man for himself. It's like you know, like in Nairobi in the evening when the hawkers come out in some parts of town. I know, even that's, anyway, this place is chaotic, you guys, man. It's chaotic. Everyone is trying to do everything. Everyone is trying to sell you everything and trying to cut your attention. You know, luckily my husband picked me up. You know, we got out of there. There was a bit of traffic, and then, you know, we go. So we were staying somewhere in Lagos. If you remember correctly, my husband was not living in Lagos then, so we had found a place to stay. Now, he had booked a suite somewhere, but apparently the person checked out late. It was not ready. They gave us another room to, you know, chill before they got it ready. They told us to give them like 1 hour for them to clean up the suite and all. Man, you guys, you know how when you land, the first thing you want to do is freshen up, because let me tell you, the heat in Nigeria is crazy. Like, it's really, really crazy. Like, first, when you get out of the airplane, the heat just hits. It's not like in Kenya. You know, Kenya, we're used to very cold weather. So the heat just, it's like heat. Is it like Mombasa? But remember, it was raining. But there is that heat. It's raining, but it's hot. It's the kind of rain that you can actually walk in as a Kenyan, because, I mean, our rain is really cold. So anyway, so we get there. The person had checked out late. So they say, you know what, just wait in this room before we, you know, we do your room. Do you know, I wanted to freshen up. Then that particular room they gave us, the shower was faulty. I was like, oh, the shower is faulty and I want to take my shower. The person now tells me, so there was a bathtub there. And they're like, use the bathtub. I'm like, no, I want to take my shower. Like, I want to take my shower. Like, you want I said, no, I want to take my shower. Like, you know, you don't go and get into every bathtub in every hotel. And especially because I've not carried, like, you know, disinfectants and what have you. I mean, you don't. Now, the shower was not working. Guess what? The guy brought me a bucket. Guys, by any chance, this is not a small hotel. I just won't mention the name of the hotel. But of course, it was not like, I mean, but it's not a small hotel. It actually has, it has a name, right? Like, it's one of those named hotels. You know, they said, use a bucket. Anyway, I said, no, I'll just wait until our seat is ready. Anyway, sometime our room was ready. We went, and thankfully, everything was fine. So are you saying what is following? Please, I love Nigeria so much, but the drama, as in this people don't see anything big. Like, they have comebacks for everything. They have answers for everything. Oh, the shower is not working. Use a bucket or use the bathtub. Like, fetch water in the bathtub and shower, or use the bucket and shower. I'm like, I've not used a bucket since I was in high school. Didn't even use buckets. I think my high school we had showers. Like, seriously, we had showers in my high school. So I can't remember the last time I actually used a bucket to shower. I mean, how now? Like, seriously. Now you're go. Anyway, long and short of it, these people are full of intrigues. Anyway, then we now ordered. I was a bit tired, so we ordered for room service. First and foremost, the room service took so long. And then I think I asked for chicken. They now brought fish. I was like, no, please, I really just want chicken for now, and I want just dry chicken, no drama. The lady was telling me, no, just take the fish, because if you don't take the fish and I take it back, I'll be in trouble. I was just like, no, my husband was saying, no, she wants chicken. I was just like, I just looked at the girl, I was like, if this thing is gonna cost her, let me just have it. Anyway, Long and short of it, we chilled. The hotel was fine. They made up for their, you know, the cock up in the beginning, and we had a really nice day. Now, the following day, we got on the road. We were now traveling down to his state. But then before that, I was like, I want to eat some street food. You know, because I mean, every time I travel somewhere, I just don't want to eat in the big hotels, or I want to eat the street food so I feel, you know, the culture. You know, I'm feeling like I want to know the culture. I want to feel it, man. So he says, no, let's wait for evening and have suya. Now, suya, you don't get suya during the day. Suya is like, I don't say it's like mutura. You know, like the mutura, you know, mutura is only done in the evening. That's the same thing as suya. So suya, you just go to the streets, you know, some particular spots, you know, they make. So suya is good. It's like nyama choma, but elevated nyama choma. It's spiced, it has pili pili and what have you. So anyway, we had the suya. But now the most interesting thing, you know, when you're asking for nyama choma in Kenya, you ask for either goat or cow or chicken. You know, those are the common ones, to be honest. Like, I mean, there, by the way, they'll do, there's liver, there's gizzard, there's goat, there's beef, there's different things. I know what, they'll mix it for you inside there. Honestly, that is if you want. Now me, I didn't know. For me, I thought it's suya is nyama choma and all that. So me, my husband is also like, what he decided that he won't tell me, because he says us Kenyans are too conservative. So he said, he'll just keep quiet. So I said, yeah, give me this. So we go with it. First, the other intrigue was that, you know, in Kenya, when you go, like I said, if it's goat, it's goat, it's cow, it's cow. Everything was mixed. So when you're going to eat, and by the way, the thing with suya, please don't use your hands, because the pepper will do you. So anyway, so use like a stick you eat. Now me, I'm eating the first thing. It's crunchy. Gizzard. I'm not a fan of gizzard. And then now the gizzard is barbecued and all that. So I was like, this is quite intriguing, because I know I'd heard about Nigeria and mixing, you know, 5 types of meat and what have you. So my husband was really laughing at me. I'm not saying it's bad, but actually it's quite interesting, especially for a Kenyan who is traveling and they're not open-minded. Please always ask, what am I eating? You know, if it's fish, what kind of fish? You know, like in Kenya, we have the most common type of fish is tilapia or Nile perch. Those are common. I'm not saying that there's salmon and the rest, but of course you don't find salmon everywhere. So the most common is tilapia and Nile perch. But there are others, as I said. But in Nairobi, those are the main ones. So please, when you say fish, they'll ask you which fish. They'll give you like 10 types of fish. You'll be confused. Me, when I went, kept on asking for tilapia. They don't have tilapia. Tilapia is not common. It's not the main thing. There's so many nice fishes. I'll talk about it in another episode. So anyway, we had the suya. Now, this is the thing, I did not know that, please, don't eat too much of it if you're not used to it. Please, dear Kenyans, Nigerian street food is amazing. The shawarmas, you know, the suyas and all those things, but please, the pepper and us, we are not, please, as much as you might think you are a pili-pili person and you know pepper, please go slow. I beg, go slow. Now, the worst thing is that now, me, and I'm feeling hood, I'm feeling, hey, you know what, I want to feel the culture. I now tell my husband, you know what, I'm so bored. I mean, we can't keep on eating hotel food. So what we do, let's go and eat, let's buy from Mama Put. Mama Put is like kibanda. Okay, it's not like at the streets. If I say kibanda, I don't know how. But anyway, food, local food. You know, there's a place and there's people selling local food. Chebby is the same jollof that is in the big hotel. It's the same white rice, the same stew. So I say, don't forget I've eaten suya. And I'll say, okay, I want white rice with beef. This time I'm very specific. Please give me beef stew, right? And they're there, there's beef, there's goat, there's whatnot. Now, some of them, they have even boiled egg inside there. And I say, no, please. But the beauty is that you say, give me meat. Now, in Kenya, you say meat, there's a serving of meat that they give you. Now, in Nigeria, you say how many pieces of meat that you want. And let me tell you, a piece of meat is like this big, like it's big. They cut big pieces. So I'm like, my husband says, okay, give her 3 pieces of it. I'm like, babe, how are you asking me to get 3 pieces of meat? You know, I mean, what is it? They said, you don't worry, 3 is big. Now imagine 3 pieces of meat like are this big, right? So I mean, that's a lot of meat. Now I'm like, how am I going to eat this meat? So they pack it for you and we're going to carry it back to the hotel. Now this is where the problem started. I say, put for me mchuzi, rojo. There's something about Nigerian food. It's very pleasing to the eye, you know. The mchuzi rojo. Please, I beg Kenyans, you know how it is. Our food can be a bit not too, especially if you're not using plenty tomatoes, you're not using pepper, you're not using, you know. So there's the way their stew, looks so, I mean, at least to my Kenyan eye at that point, it looks so nice and red and rich. So it was reminding me sort of like an Indian curry, but not an Indian curry. You shall get the idea. Like the soup is not watery is not 3 tomatoes kind of thing. It's like mchuzi rojo. So may I say, put for me. Now the thing with the with this stew, they serve kidogo. They know a little goes a long way. But me, I want mine red. And I tell the lady she puts kidogo. I'm like, put now, put. There's white rice, put. Now my husband says, no, babe, that's enough, because they were putting the white rice. Remember I said I want to eat street food. So they put the white rice, and then the stew, the 3 pieces of meat they've put there, big pieces by there that are covering like almost 3/4 of the container. And then I said, put soup. No, my husband went to pay. I told the lady to put for me top layer. You know, like top layer. Hey, you guys don't get it. If you went to high school, there's something we used to call top layer. Top layer is where all the nice things are. You know them, you know. That's where the that's where the utamu, the sweetness of the food is. You know, everything. But now the lady said, are you sure? I said, yeah, put. Now there's something you don't know, especially with these Yoruba people. They can put oil in their food, and I think that particular soup or stew was made from palm oil, you know, red oil. So what I was saying is not necessarily the rojo, the mchuzi rojo, is pepper with oil. You know, oil. When I say oil, mafuta. And this is, please, as I said, it's not vegetable oil, clear oil. This is red oil. But now it looked, it was so appealing. It's like mchuzi rojo. You know that Costarian, like if you're eating biryani, I don't even know what to explain, but anyway, my eye was just telling me, and it smells so good. It smells so good. So I was going to buy, I told her to put. And I went back to the hotel. Me, I've eaten a bit of suya, and there's still suya in the, you know, we carried it back. And then now, the rice and stew. Now it was time to eat. My husband now saw the food. It's like, why did this lady put all this stew? You won't be able to eat this rice. So he wanted to call room service and ask them to bring another food for me. He said, babe, please, I don't want trouble. You can't eat this food. If you eat this food, it's going to cause trouble. I'm like, no, it's okay, it's okay. Chebby is just pepper. Pepper is good. I'll drink a lot of water, I'll be fine. He said, no. Anyway, he ordered for the food. I ate the food, but I was side-eyeing that food. So, you know, he just removed the meat, and then the other food had come also the same from the hotel. But of course, you know, hotel food comes with a lot of drama. Me, I wanted that street food. Anyway, I ate the hotel food. He completely refused me to eat that food. I wish I had listened. I wish I had listened. Please, people, if you're traveling to whatever country, listen to the local of that country. They know what they are saying. Anyway, Chebby, at some point, he went to shower. Me, I went. I ate that food that I was told not to eat. Now, by then it had already become cold. And because I was eating a raka, like, you know, I don't want him to catch me. I was like eating. The first one doesn't hit you. The second one doesn't hit you. The third one doesn't hit you. Where? By the time the fourth one I was eating, I just screamed like, whoa. He came out. It's like, what happened? It's like, I know. I was going to throw away the food. Then I opened it. Then I said, okay, let me taste a little bit. He said, babe, you ate that food. Okay. He finished showering. He said, just stay here. I'm going to the chemist. He went to buy medicine. I'm like, are you okay? Like, what's the problem? He said, no, it's fine. It's just good to have some medicine. in case of anything. I mean, you know, you're traveling and all that, you never know. I said, okay, guys, it didn't take 2 hours. My stomach started. Have you ever felt fire? You know how they say fire on the mountain? This was fire in my belly. Guys, everything was reacting. I think from the suya to the stew. And then let me tell you another thing with Nigeria. They have a lot of soft drinks. So you can't be sure. I wanted something with lemon lime. You know, for us, honestly, in Kenya, we have, you know, the Coca-Cola drinks, Sprite, what have you, and then fresh juices, and then say Del Monte, you know, those packed juices. In Nigeria, let me tell you, there's thousands of different soft drinks. So I think I drank Zobo, and I drank, I forget the name of the other one. I drank Zobo and I drank, if I remember, I'll tell you. So I think everything was just reacting, but mostly the pepper. Guys, I projectiled. You know that one that that you throw up and then it goes to land 1 kilometer away from you. So imagine now it's like almost 11 or midnight. So you're just, you know, you're just chilling, you know, and then, guys, I just felt something. Then my husband just gave me water. He just told me, just drink some water and calm down. Like, don't move, just chill. Do you know, I just felt something, but I just projectiled. He was like, whoa, what happened? He told me, Chebby, I told you not to eat that food. And then let me tell you something, Nigerian man can somewhere you. Okay, not somewhere you in a bad way. They'll tell you, they'll dish it to you. He said, Chebby, I told you not to eat that food. I knew what I was talking about. You know, your stomach is not accustomed to XYZ. People that eat ugali and boga, very mild food. You've eaten suya, you've drank soft drink, you've eaten pepper, you've done everything. Oh yeah, now see. And as he's talking like that, he's not making noise. He's laughing at me, but he's serious. And there's nothing as bad as when you've been told something and you didn't hear, and then the consequences are here. And then there's also embarrassment. Like, how are you throwing up like that? Like, how are you projecting like that? Like, seriously. I was so embarrassed. But anyway, that's the list of the problems. We didn't sleep because what went in had to come out. And it was coming out the way it wants to come out. You know, long and short of it, the intrigues are many. From the airport, you've seen licking roofs at the airport. Interesting, very interesting people, all kinds of characters. Please remember, you didn't travel with anybody. Keep your eyes straight, you know. Have your currencies ready. You know, when you're traveling to any country, you will take dollars or pounds, but mostly dollars. Anywhere in the world, they'll have dollars. Always make sure you're safe. If you don't have the local currency, have it in all sorts of bills, from small bills to big bills, because you don't know what you'll find. Always have your money with you. Don't talk to strangers anyhow, because you don't know who you're talking to. And please listen to advice, right? When they tell you don't eat this, please hear. They know why they're telling you. Please listen. Me, I went to embarrass myself. I went to embarrass Fine Girls Association from Kenya because I went to eat everything, and then I went to vomit. Can you imagine how embarrassing that is? So anyway, you see, the intrigues are many, the shocks are many. So this is just part 1. So please keep it here. This is Kenya, Niger. My name is Pauline Nisi. I have lived in Nigeria for over 5 years, so I know the real scoop. Not up. I mean, I'll give it to you small, back to back, but I'll also give it to you 100 while keeping it respectful. So keep it here, like us, subscribe, and share with anybody that wants to know the real on Nigeria from a Kenyan, legit Kenyan living in Nigeria. Okay, cheers, good people. Stay good.
A baby fire they go, and all the boys they can follow, and the one son she gone there.